Hi, this video is a lot more rushed than I would like it to be, but that's just the way that things go. I have to get off to work. December is a busy month regardless, and for the sake of my personal growth, it's important that I just put things out there, um, and do so consistently rather than trying to make it perfect and then not making anything. So, despite the editing clunkiness, the volume control, whatever things that I could critique, I hope that if you are here, you enjoy. And maybe it'll inspire you to take some time to connect with yourself across different timelines. All right, here we go. I'm gonna screen record this too. Oh my goodness. Slideshow. Ooh, this is scary. I know that I'm being dramatic, but have I ever not been dramatic? You're just gonna have to deal with this bouncing a little bit, by the way, because I have it resting on my desk, and my desk isn't the most stable place. One day, that just means that I have more to aspire towards, right? Getting a better setup. Anyways, okay, recording this. I'm just scared. Hi, 20-year-old me. Disclaimers. I'm not totally impressed with the outcome of this. I think I was trying to simultaneously make something for myself while making it palatable for others, which may have created a subpar result that feels boring at best and pointless, or ingenuine at worst. Still, as my dad reminds me, sometimes you just gotta make something and be okay with it. I talk a bit about my school stress because it consumes much of my mental space at the moment. At the time of completion, most of the teachers have made effort to lighten our workload. I assume out of empathy or to ensure we have the time to focus energy on the musical. Despite my stress levels, discomfort, and personal conflicts with certain ideologies, I want to make it clear that I have no ill feelings towards any individual. I recognize there is privilege in having flexible and personal teachers, and I greatly appreciate the work they put in to make our lives easier. You do not have to read all of this. It's a lot of words. I would simplify, but future me would appreciate the authenticity of me running my mouth off. I love you. I love you. I love you. Introduction. I'm going to you. I'm going to give you 20 questions. I'm going to ask you 20 questions in hopes this will be a nice chance for us to connect. I read once that our brains are unable to understand what an experience was really like. I made so many typos, nothing has changed. It was really like when they aren't immediately in that experience. For example, the nothingness of depression tends to seem insane in a moment of stability, as stability may seem make-believe in the face of depression. I will remind you that even if you don't get where I'm coming from, even if you have shifted your memory of me to fit your worldview, I was here once. You know almost as much about me as I know about you. Maybe we can understand each other a bit more through these questions. Oh my goodness, I am supposed to get emotional. Um, this is incredibly unorganized. Yeah, girl, that's okay. As my life has been a bit hectic and I had a deadline. Thank goodness for that, honestly. Have I changed at all? Have I grown at all? This just sounds like me. Oh my god, girl. Okay. I love you. Questions. 1. How are you currently doing? Are you taking care of yourself? Got enough sleep last night? Drank some water? Where are you, and what is your relationship to that place? Before we proceed, please give yourself as much time as you need to assess any current sensations or thoughts you may be experiencing. Well, I have tingles. I feel proud of you, so I guess proud of myself. I baked some vegan banana bread, and how should I address you if I look here? Yeah, okay. I baked some vegan banana bread last night. And last night, 2 days ago, I also made some, no, what, 4 days ago I made vegan banana bread. And yesterday I made vegan brownies. I recreated the mint IQ bars that we're obsessed with, but made them with tofu and beans, but like you can't taste the tofu and beans. They just like add to the nutrients and the feel goodness of the bars. They taste so good and you feel so nourished. In fact, your stomach feels full for the first time in a while. And, well, I shouldn't say that. You've been working really hard on nourishing yourself, and this has been a long process that you're excited to continue working on with grace and love. Did I get enough sleep last night? Yes, I did. The night before, no. But last night I did. I've been prioritizing sleep a lot more. If that means that I'm late to some things, that means that I'm late to some things. Ideally, I wouldn't be late to anything. But when my priorities got shifted so much that I started prioritizing being on time or even early to events over taking care of myself, I realized that I had to make such a dramatic change. I have to put all of my efforts into making sure that I am taking care of myself. That really has to be the priority, and I'm doing well with that, I think. And I'm actually not late to most things. I still stress about being late sometimes, but it's getting much better, I think. Yes, I have water. I drink lots of water, and I love water. Okay. Where am I? You're in the basement. I am in the basement of your family's house that you guys actually are going to not sell because it's not yours, you're renting, but you just bought a house, so you're not going to be in the space for much longer. But you actually, from your place, have no idea what this place is, and you have your own room. Yeah, this is your clothing rack beside you. This is your recording equipment behind you. You've yet to put it into as much use as you'd like, but you have it, and it's a tool that you can use and that you saved for. I'm recording on my phone. Yeah, like, there's just way too much to tell you. Let me give you a little. Burr, 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 burr. It's kind of messy right now because you're preparing for Christmas, or I'm preparing for Christmas. Pronouns are going to be really difficult. But it's yours. It's a space that is yours. And when you guys move, you're also going to have a space that is yours. Okay. My relationship to this place is pretty good, except the walls are thin, and we have a dog now, and he barks, and it gets under my skin, and I get under my family's skin, and so we're working on that. But nothing's perfect. So how are you doing? Me? I think I'm sitting at a muddy baseline of acceptance and apathy. I haven't gotten a good 8 hours of sleep in months, which, yeah, is completely on me. But did I mention school is a bit taxing at the moment? Writing this paragraph right now, it is currently Friday, May 19th, 9:30 a.m., and I am sitting in a second floor bathroom stall in Christ's Household of Faith during the period between adult class and PSEO. Not ideal. Don't worry, I still write in the bathroom. I think sometimes I write my best work in the bathroom. It's something about privacy. Staying grounded is difficult for me, and I often feel what I can only describe as phantom emotions or sensations. I can't tell if they're real, and I should be able to function normally. Examples: hole in chest, shivers without being cold, vague stomach pains. I could be doing fine. I could have some underlying condition. Who am I to know? Grateful for my body's resilience, though, despite my self-sabotages! Girl! So, I experience all the same things. You just deal with it and are more honest about it out loud with the people around you. Vague stomach pains. I don't know. I think that that's just hunger and your body. Like, I learned to read these sensations as my body informing me of different things, like, am I hungry, am I full, am I tired, is something going on around, am I upset and I'm holding it in my stomach, same with this hole in my chest. That tends to be like, what is it that my heart needs? Do I need to be away from other people? Do I need to converse with a friend? Do I need to read a good book? Do I need to take some deep breaths? Rather than judging these sensations, I embrace them more, and you'll get there eventually. You're on the right path. I love you. Self-sabotages reminds me of the LeVay song that hasn't been released yet, and you would be so stoked and horrified and excited to know that LeVay has just taken off. She wrote a song called, is it called Sabotage? Is it just called Sabotage? Yeah. That your mother will say reminds her of you, and that'll make you feel very seen, although it is sad, but it's a wonderful song. Anyways, that's how we're doing, and I'm very happy that you let in with this and this much intention. Where are you currently living? I kind of already answered that. Are you in a dorm, an apartment? Do you have a roommate? How do you feel about the space, and how have you made it your own? Are you content, or would you change some things? I kind of answered this back there, but I'll also throw in that I used to be in a dorm, and I had a roommate. We got along. They're so sweet and funny and intelligent, but that situation ended up not working out. Who knew? Art school wasn't for me at the time. Or it was for me at the time, but then it wasn't. Okay, I'm still living with my parents and siblings, of course. I love our home and the people in it, but I spend so much time there that the space has begun to feel dull and void-like. I have some fairy lights laced around the bars of my bed, faux ivy vines dangling everywhere, and piles of various papers, boxes, folders, books, art supplies. Not much has changed in terms of papers, boxes, folders, art supplies. You become a little bit more organized, but like, it fluctuates. I really, really enjoy the idea of growing up into my own space, though. I think caring for a home is incredibly important. I mean, it's providing you shelter and safety and a place of retreat. You might as well treat her, let her look pretty, let her know you care and are grateful for what she provides you. Yes, agreed. Beautifully said, darling. Next slides will include inspiration of my dream home and what I consider personal essentials. So let's see how much of these I have. Future apartment. Funky ceramics. Starry fairy lights. Crystal balls. More crystals and candles. Cats. A reading nook. Honey bears in the kitchen window. Hanging herbs. Cards and board games. Quality chocolate and tea selection. Thrifted or handmade rugs, furniture, wall hangings, etc. And little reminders spread across the walls. Can say I have acquired a couple funky ceramics. Could always use more. I don't have any fairy lights currently. Crystal balls. We've got oh my god, we've got a lot more crystals. But no crystal balls. Guess we gotta prioritize that, because that is fully within our power. I will buy you a crystal ball. I'm going to buy you a crystal ball, and that'll be our crystal ball, and it'll go right here on my desk until we move. Then it'll go on my desk again. For you, for us. Cats. I don't have any cats. We will eventually. A reading nook. Yes, actually I do have a reading nook. It's in flux because Christmas gifts are right there, but I actually have a digital space called Amara's Nook, and I decided that that is going to be my nook, my space. So there we go. Honey bears in the kitchen window. Okay, you Pinterest girl. You don't need honey bears in the kitchen window. You don't need any of this, but it's a sweet sentiment. They are pretty. We'll get the honey bears eventually. Hanging herbs, No. Cards and board games? Yes. Quality chocolate and tea selection? Of course. You work at Barnes & Noble now? The quality teas are coming in. Harney & Sons is providing. 50% off is wonderful. What else? Quality chocolates. You love trying quality chocolate. Like, let's see. Currently, I have 2 from... They're like the square packages. I'll put a picture up here if I remember. And you still shop at Trader Joe's because they offer like things that taste like high quality for really good prices, although you would prefer to shop more locally. Thrift and handmade rags, furniture, wall hangings. You have a couple things, but oh yes you do. Oh my gosh, my jewelry rack is all thrifted. Yeah. What else? And you're constantly writing yourself reminders. That's not gonna change. Are you going to art school? Where? Are you attending a community college, knocking out some gen eds? Has your life path been miraculously changed and you're going to university for psychology or teaching or writing? How do you feel about your current education? Loaded question. Yeah, I dropped out of art school, took a leave of absence, and it just wasn't for me. Like, there's a lot of value that I got there, but a lot of what I was practicing I knew could be practiced outside of there, and a lot of the connections that I made I knew could also be made outside of art school. Just a lot of the value had to do with being in New York in general. So with that, I could come home and be like, I know that I would love to move back to New York or love to move back to a city where I can be involved in the arts, but I don't necessarily need to be paying this much to an institution to do that. Although I also believe that institutions are tools that we can use. It just wasn't exactly clicking with me, and I wanted to do something that was a little bit more conducive to my growth and not suffocating after coming out of a place that felt suffocating in a lot of ways. So now I'm not sure. I've been applying to universities, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be going back to school or gonna be doing self-led learning. Okay, so for you, as for art school, MCAT and CalArts are my top choices. My dad suggests USC for film and cinematography. You might still consider going to USC. I am still considering going to USC. Man, what I would do knowing you went to CalArts. The thought alone makes me shake with excitement. Wherever you go, though, I hope to pursue an education that can help me more skillfully tell stories and share messages in creative, weird, and meaningful ways. There's so many more effective ways to communicate than long paragraph explanations. I cannot wait to see what you make. Still on that journey, girl. That's what we're here for. And you're doing great. Social media, YouTube. You knew that this would happen. That's why you made this. You manifested me. How are you navigating the toxicity of social media? But also, are you sharing art there of any form? Have you started a YouTube channel? What kinds of things do you share, and what kind of community have you created? Have you completely thrown social media out the window? Do you still oscillate back and forth every day? I'm not posting to any platform, really, and I don't have a problem with that, but I have some ideas you may have pursued. YouTube video essays and film analysis / weird history of various media, short animations like Bune or Jack Stauber, a webcomic, draw or write with me vlogs where we also discuss philosophy and kindness, combining poetry with philosophy, fashion and outfit ideas that are ethical and cost effective. I love all those ideas. Dabble in a few of them. We're still working. 2026, right? Okay, next one. I don't want to think about that too long. We'll reflect on it later. Current style. Is it like an evolution from mine, a return to the past, or have you completely outgrown and separated from my tastes? What sparked these changes? What clothes would you throw fists for? And ooh, what are the current trends? Current trends are, ooh, am I even connected to current trends? For a while, is it called quarter zips? And I've been seeing a lot of like really relaxed outfits, like is it tracksuits? God, I don't know my terminology, but you know, sweatpants and hoodies. What else have I been seeing? Super baggy pants are in. Low rise is in. I think people are getting more comfortable expressing themselves, but everybody's also on their own individual journeys with like body acceptance and also personal style and taste. So, what are other trends? A clean girl was in for a while. Yeah. Dark academia and cottagecore still kind of float around. But they, of course, since they've run their course, they've received a ton of criticism and people get bored and they, kind of lose their meaning, but also become a form of, become very commercialized. Anyways, my current goal is to look like a mildly androgynous forest gremlin. Genuinely just want to be a cryptid, the eccentric but comfortingly intriguing person on the street. Clothes I would currently throw fists for. Corduroy paperboy news hat, still would throw fists for that. Oversized Coogee sweaters. Corduroy pants, you've got that. Fingerless gloves. Patchwork pieces, you got it. Funky sweater vests, got it. Big collared shirts, yeah, you got it. Patterned black nylon fishnet, you got it, but like, you would prefer more detailed ones now. Like, think Briar Beauty from After High. Little white dresses. I need to show you this one. I've been waiting for the perfect opportunity to wear her because she fits me like a glove, but it's far too cold in Minnesota. So she sits and is on display in my clothing rack for the time being. I sincerely hope my phone doesn't tell me that she runs out of battery. Okay, vegan ducks, got 'em. Dino Converse. No, and I don't know if you would wear those now. But cute. Respect. Striped t-shirts. Yes. Yes, you found this at a thrift store called Out of the Closet in Seattle, and it called your name. You walked out of the thrift store and then walked back so that you could buy it. Yeah. All right, what else? Well, that's about it. Oh, beautiful examples. Yeah, my style has changed a bit. I think I'm quite a bit more feminine, clearly. And that is so okay. We've evolved. We've changed, and is evolved even the right word? We've just changed. We still like experimenting. All right. But this is still very us. How's the family? How's Kaylin? Are you two still like besties? Malka is what, 10 now? Is he still just as bubbly? Does he still like Cave Town? No. He likes, I think he listens to a little bit of Epic. That's more maths thing. I'm probably gonna blur out these names. Create more work for myself. Yes. How should I abbreviate them? M1 to M2. M1 has found a lot of new interests. He's got into musicals, specifically Epic, and he likes Has Been Hotel. He likes He's a part of student council. I think we just went to pick him up from a meeting today. He loves a lot of things, and he's just a sweetheart. He loves to bake. How are your relationships with S and T? Solid. T is up and down. We have a lot of really good conversations, but we butt heads because of our intellectual differences, perhaps, and intellectual similarities. How are they coping with adulthood? Well, we all work almost full-time now. They work really late at night. Sometimes I think that they're coping better than I am, but then I have to remember we're at different points and our journeys and stories have been so different. So, what did at 15? They're currently surviving. It's a lot, but we're surviving. Insert explanation. Yeah, I never inserted an explanation. Dang, girl. I think you cared more about me than you did yourself. What is something you've done that I would have never dreamed of? This one's for me. Also, have I helped you at all? I hope so. Apologies in a retrospect if my choices haven't led you to the greatest place. Yeah, up and down. You know, you're not going to be perfect all of the time. And you're going to make mistakes. And even if it feels like you're taking some steps backwards or, you know, retracing places that you've been over, it's all a part of this spiral towards, like, your individual growth. That's why you learn about the concept of perfection years and how nostalgia taps on different ages, and that will really resonate with you and help you out quite a bit. Let's see, your honesty has paved the way for me to move to New York and to move back and to go vegan. And your perseverance, even when things get tough, has led you to getting your driver's license. So, yeah. Those are some things I've done that maybe you wouldn't have dreamed of. Oh, I've also traveled to Tennessee. I'm at Carson. And traveled to Seattle. I've traveled alone quite a bit now. Still never left the US. Friends? I don't have a friend group per se. Outside of two people, C and T, other T, you'll know who I'm talking about. And what are they like? How do you spend time together? And how do they make you feel? Well, we just did a mini TTRPG for my birthday, which is probably about the nerdiest thing, said with so much kindness, the nerdiest thing that I could have done. But I knew it's something that they would enjoy, and I wanted to have them over because they make me feel very seen. And then we watched Ever After High, and you know that it's a good group of friends when you can subject them to watching Ever After High, and they can have a good time with it as well. Okay, so you? I spend a lot of time dreaming about a group of supportive individuals, people who accept me as I am in a no big deal sort of way. People I can just exist with, enjoy the presence of, and grow with. I imagine evenings spent playing board games, shopping around town, visiting old libraries and big bookstores, even stressing about taxes and housing and adult stuff together. I worry I'll drive them away or distance myself before I can drive them away. And in the case you still struggle with this, I hope you know that it's okay and that you are not perfect. Yeah, same to you. And also thank you. Your discomfort with your imperfection often becomes self-sabotaging. Can I count the amount of times that I use the word self-sabotaging? There's nothing inherently wrong with you if you don't click with people. And real friends will love you just like you would love them with all their insecurities. I hope you remember to be a good friend to yourself too. Thank you. Nana and Papa, have you visited lately? How are they? They're doing well. They still volunteer at Salsa Squad. I'm also planning on visiting them. Is it next Friday? Currently planning to visit. Wow. Wait. Okay, so today is Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. So Thursday is the 18th, Friday 19th, Saturday 20th, Sunday 21st, Monday 22nd, Tuesday is the 23rd. I'm visiting them next Tuesday. There's a little that has made me feel as fulfilled as being at their place. Thinking about it makes me feel all tingly, looking forward to visiting bookstores and boutiques, smelling their home-cooked meals, and melted peanut butter on cranberry toast, watching the sunrise on the deck with fresh coffee and Polish ceramics, flipping through Bella Grace magazines and playing Joker before our evening heart-to-heart. Completely agree. Your daily routine, walk me through it. Okay, so I wake up ravenous, and I eat a protein bar or something tangential like my banana bread, something with protein in it, and a cup of berries. And but first I drink water, and I stretch, and I brush my teeth, and make my bed, of course. And then if I go to work, I go to work. Currently, since it's winter, I heat up my car for about 10 minutes, and then head out, and then I come home, and I just de-stress typically by just standing in the kitchen, either prepping food or writing. I do tarot in the evenings. I have a 3-card spread. Yeah, your routine is still kind of something that you're working on, especially because your work life is so spontaneous. It's not something you hate, but you also know that you could benefit probably from a little bit more structure. But you fit it in at the beginning of the day and the end of the day where you can. That way, you're not completely stranded. And you. I wake up at 4:55 a.m. and make my bed, stumble into the living room to start the coffee and pack my lunch, then back to the room to stretch, get dressed, and collect my laptop and earbuds to eat some breakfast at the table, typically cereal or Pop-Tarts, and let my overwhelming amount of text paralyze me until the bus comes. I try to take things one at a time but get caught in the chaos of repeatedly reorganizing and determining one approach. I mostly spend the school day trying to do whatever is asked of me while squeezing in art whenever possible and being an encouragement to others. But the final bell never seems to come soon enough. At home, I mingle with family members until I've regained enough energy to determine my highest priority task in time to make myself iced coffee before being called to the table to eat dinner, after which I linger to help with the cleanup. Otherwise, I go back to chipping away at my own tasks until I decide I want to shower and eat ice cream. I end my night by turning off the house lights, starting the dishwasher, and setting out my outfit for the next day. Good on you. I don't miss that. Good on you. But also, I'm happy that I actually sleep now. You sound so stressed. Okay, so I'm going to break here because 10 questions is a good stopping point for a 20 question capsule. I'm going to continue editing part 1, which is this one, and part 2, which will come out later. And if you're still here, thank you so much. I would love to hear your answers to these questions. And if you ever connected with your 15-year-old, 17-year-old self from your 20-year-old self, or if you are 15 or 17 or, in that age range, and fancy reaching out to your 20-year-old self. Yeah. Thank you again for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Ta-ta!